Chapter 9. Ignited. Ageless had never stopped watching over us, yet he didn't intervene when we started living our lives dangerously, without restraints. It seemed that saving my soul glimmer was something she would have to decide to do alone. Mike had been in practice by himself for several years when the most amazing thing happened. Nothing could have prepared me for this, yet unbeknownst to me, intense preparation was being made on my behalf so that I would come in one split second to a screeching halt. I was about to find the end of me. Most of us have to die to find our end, but I got to do it alive and kicking. I have deep remorse for having been so stubborn and consumed with myself that it had come to this. Mike and I had built a beautiful house in a new subdivision called Seminole Forest. It was a perfect sunny day in April 1989. The life I was leading was a fake. Our sons were 10 and 7 years old now. 5 years earlier, I had been introduced to cocaine at a graduation party. Now, Mike and I were completely addicted to it. The drug dealer we used lived only 5 minutes from our house. That day, I had conveniently combined grocery shopping and a stop over to the dealer's to pick up our order, $1,000 worth of cocaine. With both kids in school, I would have time to snort a couple of lines and get dinner started before they got home. Or so I thought. As I turned into my cul-de-sac in a neighborhood famous for being in the parade of homes, where expensive new homes were located, I saw a sheriff's car parked in my driveway. The fact that I had a pocket full of cocaine didn't keep me from turning into my driveway that day. In my deluded state, I continued to move forward. The seconds of my life started ticking by faster and faster, and my heart beat in rhythm to them. I started connecting the dots, and the enormity of my situation loomed before me. But it was too late. I stood 2 feet away from a sheriff with $1,000 worth of cocaine in my pocket. I could hardly breathe. He bent over and reached into his car, coming out with papers in his hand. I saw the name on his badge, Bentley. Officer Bentley shoved the papers at me and announced he was there to serve them. I looked down and saw the name of an architectural firm we had used in St. Paul, Minnesota. The next thing I saw was the amount we were being sued for, printed on the lawsuit, $22,500. Still unable to comprehend what was happening to me, my mind tumbled into itself. Shock being the consistent response Officer Bentley was accustomed to seeing in his work, enabled him to turn nonchalantly on his heels and get back in his car. I could only think of the bag of cocaine in my pocket as I watched him drive away. Putting one foot in front of the other, it seemed like I was walking through cement as I made my way into the house through the garage door. My heart had stopped pounding out fear, and now my head strained to understand the enormity of my situation. The architect we had used when we tried to build an ice rink in our city was suing us for more money than I could fathom. Then I remembered the cocaine. It was as if a wall rose in front of me, an insurmountable wall. I was face to face with the end of me.